Twitch's ex-wife, and she's the ex-wife because he killed himself while he was with her. She's now out on the internet making claims that he was on drugs. I don't know why you would do this, Allison. Before I even get into the story, the world was behind you. We all felt for you. We understand you need to live in your truth, but you're sharing his.
It's above me now.
Allegedly.
Let me get it right. And now you're sharing his
allegedly
truth in the absence of him being here because he's deceased. And now the world doesn't like you. Well, Stephen Twitch Boss's widow. Remember Twitch? He was the dancer DJ over on the Ellen Show that the world loved and fell in love with. Well, his widow, Allison Holker, is making headlines after claiming that she discovered his alleged drug addiction before his funeral. Twitch died by suicide in December 2022 at the age of 40, leaving behind Allison and their 2 young children, and Allison's stepdaughter, Wesley. Now, he initially rose to fame as a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance, where he met his wife, Allison, and he then became a regular host and DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres Show from 2014 until 2022, and when he died. A lot of people loved him on the show, and in 2020, he was also named executive producer of Ellen's show, and he had roles in popular films and TV shows as well, so he built a really nice name for himself and career. And when he passed away, I know a lot of dancers, a lot of choreographers. My Facebook was flooded with memories of people who posted old photos of Twitch and that knew him personally. And people really, really had a lot of good things to say about him. So it said a lot about his character. 2 years after Twitch's death, his widow Allison now is finding herself in the center of a controversy on the internet because she's preparing to release a memoir discussing her late husband. And while she was recently speaking to People magazine, she said she discovered a cornucopia of drugs, including mushrooms, pills, and other substances that she had to look up on her phone. Now, she's claiming to have found a diary in which Twitch allegedly talked about being a child sex abuser survivor, something she said she didn't know about. If you don't believe me, look.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet, and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain.
Allison, I'm going to give you some grace because you did lose your husband. You lost your baby father. When your partner dies, however they die, and you see the outpouring of support and love and pain that people went through, why not just hold his name up? Why not hold him down so his kids can still be proud of their father? Why not be his partner that you were, well,
allegedly
in life? Why do this? Is it for money? Is it for what? Is it to sell books? Because it's a tell-all. Like, telling your story and telling all are 2 different concepts. Then on top of that, I'm hearing that allegedly you wanted his mom to sign an NDA or his family to sign an NDA to be invited to the funeral. It's giving really Karen. It's giving really get me out of here, get out. It's giving weirdness to me. Now, a family member named Darielle quickly called out Allison. This was Darielle said in a tweet. I'm so tired of keeping my fucking mouth shut, bro. You did our family so motherfucking dirty. She won't let our family see the kids. He wasn't an addict. He smoked weed and was actively trying to quit. He wasn't some junkie. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no NDA. This crazy woman made me and his actual family, including sign an NDA just to even attend the funeral. She's been trying to tarnish his legacy and refuses to let the Boss family see the children, only to exploit and lie on my cousin. Hell no. What do you think?
My neighbor Eddie danced with him on So You Think You Can Dance, and they were really good friends in this. And he has been talking about this a lot and posting it too, and anti her, Allison. And I just feel I agree with you. Like, too, I don't get why people. He's already passed away. I just think it's weird when people share stories after people pass that are not positive stories. Like, that's just very weird. And to make it your ex-wife, like, I don't care if you're your ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, whatever, like, I'm gonna hold you in a high light, like you're passed away. It's just weird.
Yeah, and I feel like she's creating an environment now where his kids are having to grow up going, oh, my dad died a drug addict. Like, she made it sound like he's a crackhead. And furthermore, the thing
when she said shrooms, I'm like,
who cares? Everybody does that. And then at the furthermore,
I don't do that.
Neither do
not
I.
everybody like us, but and additionally during that interview, she made it sound like she wasn't a present wife. So, and she's like, well, that's not my responsibility. I think it is your responsibility, and I think maybe you should have been a little more attentive. Now that you're saying it that way, it sounds problematic to me.
And I feel like it's different if you're doing something as like advocating, like, hey, before you take your life, like, don't deal with substance abuse.
As an educational.
Yes.
Yeah. As an honor of his legacy.
Yes.
Not an exploitation.
But yeah, with the makeup and the set and the book coming out, it was given like, let me give you some tea to
but
sell
also
this book.
how she's treating his family.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me seems very telling. It's not like he didn't like his family or whatever. Now, Twitch's brother, Dre Rose, and friend Courtney Ann Platt also spoke out, with Courtney leaving a lengthy post and Dre co-signing it. Take a look. I can't read all that. But read it while you can. Basically, they had a lot to say around the relationship. And clearly pointing out that, why do you want his kids and his family and the public to only know this about him? Why do you want this to be the last thing? Well, Allison then responded to critics accusing her of disgracing Twitch's legacy, and this is what she said. The person said, this whole thing made me sad. He's gone. Why tear apart his name? I was fully supportive about you moving in and being happy, but this paycheck was not worth disgracing his name. And the person was saying, I was okay with you moving on. And she said, I'll always love you, just trying to help people feel safe to ask for help and support. Didn't really come off that way. Hold on, let me just...
It was all a lie.
She then released an official statement to the public, and here's what she said. To fans of Stephen and our family and friends, I want to be clear that my only intention in writing the book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Stephen, to help other people. Just like you, I never really knew what happened. And even as I am trying to put the pieces together, I will never really know. If you decide to read the book, hopefully you'll see my intention is to celebrate the love and life I share with Stephen and our 3 beautiful children, and also the more complex aspects of both our lives. I hope that by sharing our full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or a loved one in Stephen. In sharing, I hope that maybe they can catch some of the red flags that I missed before it's too late. Over the course of the last 2 years, I've spoken in detail with NAMI as well as the Solomon family and the Defensive Line Foundation to better educate myself on mental health issues so that I can share warning signs with others. All of my proceeds from this book are going to fund the Mental Health Focus Foundation I started in Stephen's honor. Move with kindness. My hope is that we don't need to lose another husband, brother, father, or friend to suicide. I believe that if Stephen were able to choose, he would choose to have his story told if it meant saving even one life. Much love to all those who have supported our family these many years. Well, if that were true, then why does his family have to miss their grandkids or their nieces or nephews? Because you're keeping them from allegedly the family is saying. Why your movements ain't your emotions ain't lining up with your words. So one could look at you and say, Twitch is no longer in your life. Your career as a dancer doesn't really seem to be working. So the money's slowing up. And now here's another quick grab at the, despair of a person who's already taken themselves out the world. I don't know why you're moving this way. You're going to have to deal with your own karma. I can tell you what can happen. Things in your life will start falling apart, Allison, if you're doing dirty like this. If you're moving like this, I'm telling you the way that the world and the universe works, karma is going to come and get you. Twitch's mother then chimed into all of this, calling Allison's drug claims misleading and hurtful. Here is what the mom said. Our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son, Stephen Boss. The recent publications spreading untruths about Stephen have crossed every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let those accusations go unanswered. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this. For the last 2 years, I have remained quiet and away from the public eye to protect my family. My primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved Stephen, I realize I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we are committed to defending his honor. Connie Boss Alexander. What do you think?
Clearly, everyone who heard her statements heard her saying something very drastically different than what the understanding was. So for her to try and defend her statement, she's obviously like not paying attention, and she's not hearing herself, because she is making him sound like he was a drug addict. It's unfortunate.
It's just like, read the room. There's not one person that's on her side from his family or
Not
friends.
even me.
Shit.
I mean, look, Allison, if I thought you had a leg to stand on here, I would be, I'm saying I understand you went through a lot and the kids went through a lot, but these kids have to grow up knowing that their father left. That's enough in its own right, the way he left the earth. His family is grieving. The whole community, the whole Ellen community, including Ellen, are grieving. And a lot of you blamed Ellen for him killing himself and her show going away, because I saw that online. And, you know, what do you think Ellen was going through when she had to grieve a person that she had brought in to be an important part of her life? I remember, just a personal note, I remember when Spinderella, DJ Spinderella from Salt and Pepper, she was up for this job and she didn't get it. Twitch got it, but she was so proud of him for getting it. But I remember how bad she wanted it and understanding how big that opportunity was. This man was given that opportunity because of God. He worked for it. And you were there raising his kids and helping to be his right hand. And then as soon as he's gone, why do we need to know about mushrooms and weed? And to white folks, maybe mainstream America, weed and mushrooms is a big deal. But like, there's a lot of people that smoke weed on a daily basis for healthcare purposes and use mushrooms to help get more centered. I've never done mushrooms and I don't smoke weed, but I mean, we don't live in an era where people are being shamed for those things. Now you're starting to say other things. Are you alleging cocaine or other hard barbiturates? Like, what are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're shitting on the legacy of a man who's gone. So Twitch's stepdaughter, even Wesley, chimed in to defend her mother, making his family signed NDAs to see the body. This is what the stepdaughter, Allison's daughter, who probably should have just minded her business and ate her Twizzler. This is what she said.
And one day, we had an open casket viewing for Stephen. We had a funeral, and then we had a wake. And my mom asked for NDAs to be signed when we were seeing Stephen's body, because God forbid somebody that went to that took a photo of Stephen and put it on the internet, or, shared it with somebody else. That's the type of things that NDAs are for. It's not so you can never talk about Stephen. You can't ever talk about, you grieving him. You can't post about it. That's not what it is. And for all the people saying it, I just feel like you're uneducated. I'm sorry, but truly, I'm fed up, because NDAs are so important. And if you guys don't agree, that's cool. I'm grateful for my mom making sure that everybody signed NDAs and she put up that rule. But also, regardless, some people didn't even sign the NDAs. And my mom was lenient because she understands at the end of the day, this is family. So y'all want to disrespect her. And she's still nice. She's still kind. She's still forgiving. But you have to know, even when Steven was alive, people that attended our events, they would have to sign NDAs. But now, just because it's my mom handing the paper, y'all, it's different.
You should probably stay in the kid's place, in a step-kid's place, and not even comment. I get you want to defend your mom because your mom is being attacked, but your mom put herself out there with a book, and so when you step out into the public eye and you do whatever you do, including me, you got to take what comes with it. Allison has to stand on her own. Nice hair, by the way. You're cute. I understand, you don't want my brother being murdered and in the casket. I don't want to see photos of that. People did take photos. I'm sure there's photos out there. Yes, I get it. You want to protect it. Maybe an NDA for his mother probably wasn't the smartest thing because it's her son. He belongs to her. but you're the wife. I get it, but still wrong. Twitch's brother dragged Allison again. And the sad part about this is that this is going to keep going on and on and on until there's closure. And I don't know if Iyanla has time to call the family up, but somebody needs to fix this. The brother dragged Allison again and played a video recording of them talking about the funeral NDA. Listen.
Think.
Listen to
Actually
this.
think.
I got you. I got that. I told you, girl.
Make his mama sign an NDA
I told
to
you.
see his body.
Listen to this.
Listen. You actually think that it is cool to make his mama sign an NDA to see his body?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my
and
God.
I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to.
To see his
I would do
body?
it again and again and again.
Why would she need to sign an NDA to see his
I think
body?
He's great. But also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand that Stevens even asked her to do it.
He didn't ask her to sign.
I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to.
You hear that? You hear that?
Again and again and again.
Why would she need to sign an NDA to see his body?
He's great. But also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand.
I got your ass. I told you. I told
He
you.
didn't ask her to sign the NDA to see his body.
Watch this.
Do you understand what I'm
also,
saying?
Did anyone,
I'm
also,
saying.
did anyone ever tell you?
Watch this.
In a party, an NDA for a party,
Listen to this.
NDAs for a party.
And asking his mother to
No.
sign an NDA for the party?
It's not the same thing. I have had an NDA to go to the funeral. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I just said Stevens asked her, have to sign an NDA. Now, did you know this?
That's different than signing an
and
NDA.
no, that came from Steven.
I'm asking you, you would never post a picture of Steven in the thing, right? Picture of Steven in the casket, right?
Yeah, but I'm also in the industry and I know that. And also, I don't know that all the people that were in that wake, by the way, because you're asking this question trying to set me up, I didn't know the people that were invited to that wake.
No, I'm not trying to set you up. I'm asking you, you would never post a picture of Steven in the thing, right? So if you say you wouldn't, why would you think that Connie would do that? That's what I'm asking you.
I was also going off of advice from people. So I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't know why everyone expects me to have done this before. But also, just so you know, by the way, meanwhile, do you know that Steven has asked Connie to sign an NDA before? This was not her first time signing an NDA. I don't know if you knew this.
I mean, I've signed NDAs before. I think it's more.
Connie had to sign an NDA to go to one of our parties. Did you know this?
That's different.
Allison, you in danger, girl. It sounds sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm praying for peace. Let this man rest in peace, please. Keep the daughter off the internet. Allison, stay off the internet. Nobody likes you anymore. You've ruined everything for yourself. I think if you would have framed this in another way, like gone to the mom and said, I want to do this to support the community. We're going to do it for the foundation. People probably would have supported it and been more involved if you included them, making sure they're regularly seeing his kids. It just seems like, I want to know why he killed himself now.
It never made sense to me.
But I'm just saying, like,
Everything about
did you
it's
have
weird.
pressure at home? Is Allison, did she have a part in that? Because, you know, if your relationship is, if you don't have peace at home, you just want to escape. Don't blame it on the mushrooms. I don't know many people who have had a mushroom high and wouldn't kill themselves, right? Or weed. Anyhow, we're going to keep following. Bye.